Mark Rogers TV back with you and another college football recruit. We are combing through the ESPN 300. We don't have to go too far down the list to run into Eyabi Anoma, who joins us from St. Francis Academy in Baltimore. Eyabi, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
Thanks for taking the time for us. We appreciate it. Know you're a busy man working on definitely your football skills there and academics as well. So let's cut to the chase in regards to football. So you finished up junior season a couple months ago. You're working on your senior season. So what are you doing to try to be a better football player?
I mean, last year was my first year playing football. So it was like I was inexperienced. Right now, I share a room with Kingsley Jonathan. He's going to Syracuse. He wakes me up in the middle of the night, teaches me certain tips. It's crazy. I mean, this experience living in the dorm is pretty awesome. Then B.M.I. Miller, he's committed to Maryland also. He stays literally over top of me, like literally. And guys like him, Kingsley, and then Sam Thomas, defensive guys that are just tell me like, you just gotta be intense and like just hang around those guys, just push me consistently. It's been awesome.
Eyabi, do you have any idea, having played football for 1 year, what kind of athletic ability you have to be able to play at this level and be considered by the top schools in the country? Has that sunk in?
It really hasn't sunk in. I told my father this. I said it really hasn't really sunk in that I'm ranked 8th in the country. I just still go by every day with like, yeah, I'm just regular. But it's like everyone around me is like, oh yeah, you're 8th in the country. Like this is huge, and I don't think it's ever going to really set in. But it's crazy.
It is crazy. It's very amazing. So I'm going to take a guess here. What is your sports background? Is it soccer?
Yeah, it's basketball.
Basketball.
I play soccer too, though. I did play soccer a little bit, but that's when my dad would referee sometimes on weekends, and I'll go out there and play with like the older grown-ups. But it wasn't like serious. Like they'll let me score, but yeah, I remember. But I played basketball. I played T-Mello. UIBL. AAU. And I play with them right now. I'll be playing with them this summer also.
So what transfers from the basketball court to football, especially playing the position you are, defensive end?
I mean, the quickness, definitely the quickness off the ball. I mean, without my first step, this year, I wouldn't have been that effective. I beat a lot of people off the ball, and I had a good reaction time. Sometimes, I was very smart decisions. Like playing EYBL, you can't really make mistakes like that because you're playing against you're basically playing against pros, people that are going to the next level in basketball. So you make a decision, that's it. They're going down the court for 2, dunk. So on the football field, I learned that there's certain gambles I can't take. Like let's say we're running a 4-3, and I have outside containment. I see the inside. But I can't take it no matter what, because that's my responsibility is to go out to contain, not to cut inside and make the play. And I had to learn to adjust. But I mean, after I adjusted to it, first couple games was rocky, but after I adjusted to it, I mean, hey, I had these guys to coach me while I was on the field, so they can't complain.
Yeah, so I love the comment that you made a few minutes ago about all the knowledge that you have around you. A lot more experienced football players waking you up at night, letting you know what you need to do to get better. So you gave us one little nugget right there. Anything else that they've talked to you about recently that you've applied?
Literally, Kingsley's literally in this room right now. Like this man, there's not a single day that this man doesn't tell me something about pass rush move or my 3-point stance or lifting. I mean, he's a meathead. Like he really lifts, and so it's just certain techniques that he tells me benching. He was just sometimes you don't have to really drop it all the way down, bring it down slowly, then explode back up. I mean that helps because you exert a lot of energy bringing it down fast. So I mean, staying with him has been tremendous. It's crazy. Because he knows him, Sam. I'm telling you, these guys, him, Sam, BMI, Gary. Gary plays offense. He committed to Arizona. He plays offense, but those guys, they know their stuff. And it's just I'm just so grateful to be around these guys consistently And it came to the point that it's not even a team right now. It's a family. Like these guys, I consider these guys my brothers. Like any person that can, like he wakes up out of his sleep just to tell me something, just to like benefit me. Like it's more. That's more than just a teammate. That's a brother.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear, because the first thing that some people might think is, okay, well, these guys are competing against each other. And obviously you are to a certain extent, depending on what positions you're playing, but that you guys banded together that quickly and formed a brotherhood to try to help each other and stick together. That's awesome. That is really good stuff. You talk about being in the weight room. I got to think that as a soccer and basketball player, sure, there's some gains you can make in the weight room, but you don't have to be in the weight room. You can play those sports and not be in the weight room. You can't play football at that level and not be in the weight room. So you're probably spending a lot more time in the weight room, I would think.
Yeah, a lot compared to me being in the weight room like past years. Way, way, way more time. I'm talking about like now it's every day in the weight room. Whether my body's aching right now from like a day ago when my coach Bird he made me do leg work. I don't like leg work a lot, but I mean I do it, but I don't really like it. But Bird, I mean, like, it's just consistent. It's just like the way it is now. It's just the coaches have us on a like consistent thing. We study hall, lift, and then like after school, because I live on the dorm thing. I'll go over there with Bird and Kingsley and the rest of us in the house, and we'll just go do another lift, whether it's arms or legs. It's up to Bird.
Yabi, when you're looking at some of the offers that you have, and you're thinking about a school to go to, we're focused on football, you guys as football players, but obviously it's a way of life. It's spending 3 to 4 years somewhere, maybe even longer. It's academics. It's trying to find a fit that you just described there, that you have in the dorm with guys that you're going to band together and be brothers with, and finding a coaching staff that you can trust. What are some of the things that you're looking for in a school?
I'm looking for how they treat their students, like life without football. I want to know just like the campus life. I want to know like how the students. How I want to be a professor. Like I want to see how they teach. Like it's so much that I'm gonna consider when I make this decision. I'm not gonna go off just strictly athletic, because hey, what happens if mess up my ankle or my knee? I need a backup plan. So I'm gonna find a school, also a good law program. I'm not afraid to go far from home, so it just all depends on the school. But and then the coaching, like, are they a 3-4, 4-3? I mean, it doesn't matter. Due to like how fast I am, I'll learn. It just had like I'll learn. It doesn't matter to me. But stuff like that. Then also, are these coaches gonna really keep their word? Some coaches promise you certain things. Well, I don't want to get promised starting time. I don't want that. I want to go there and earn it, because I don't want to ever have that chip that, oh yeah, you were given this. I was never given anything. I wasn't supposed to start this year. I earned my starting spot. I was supposed to play punt. Kingsley was supposed to play the defensive end. Kingsley ended up moving to outside linebacker, and I played the end. So it's like I was never given anything. I don't want it to start there. I mean, but one thing I do want is my number. I do want a number. I'll earn that. I'll earn number 9.
Number 9. So that's special. Is there a reason?
Oh yeah, my grandmother, she passed. She liked that number. And also 9. If you turn 9 upside down to 6, and that's how many sisters I have.
Oh wow, 6 sisters.
Yeah.
Very cool. It's nice to get to know you, Nabi. Eyabi Anoma, 8th rated player according to ESPN. What are the coaches saying in regards to why you're rated so high? What do you bring to the table that's so special?
I mean, I had 24 sacks. I had 4 sacks against IMG. I mean, they're just saying they see a whole bunch of potential. They're seeing how I can move, I can adjust. I'm not afraid to hit. They just, a lot of coaches say they fell in love with my film. I mean, I think mostly, in my opinion, I think what the coaches really see is just that, like, how quick I am to learn. If you hear the background of like how I even like started playing football and the whole thing, it's just crazy that all this can just be jumbled up into 1 year, not even a whole year. All this into like a couple months, and then like I'm here, 8th player in the country. Like, I think a lot of coaches are surprised about that, and that's what's really pulling their eye.
Definitely, based on what you just described, putting academics first, that speaks to your intelligence and being able to, like you say, it's one thing to be book smart, and that's great, and that helps in certain areas. But you're obviously smart on your feet on the field and be able to apply all the game has to offer in 1 year, and to be able to be that productive is crazy, and speaks beyond athleticism to be able to retain schemes and read an offense and read the plays is pretty amazing.
Right.
All right. Any thoughts in regards to when you're going to make a decision? You obviously have 11 months to make that call. Do you have a list right now?
No, actually, the crazy thing about it is that I talked this over with my parents. I mean, I play around with Kingsley. I mentioned a random school every night just to see his opinion. I talked to girl Jewel, and it's like I think I'm gonna wait to the last day to commit. I'm not gonna commit at the normal All-American game. I'm commit that. I'm gonna wait till the last day. I want to make sure this is the school. This is more. This is like one of the biggest. No, this is the biggest decision of my life at this moment, and you don't get a second chance at this, and so that's why I want to think this all the way through. My parents, we're going to take all the visits. I'm not going to skip a visit. And yeah, at the end of the signing day, I make my decision. I won't make a decision. I won't cut no school off because you never know. Coaching changes. I learned this. It's a funny story. I learned this like firsthand. I saw it. Gary Brightwell committed to Temple. Temple coaches changed, went to Baylor. Gary decommitted from Temple and went to Arizona. So it's like you never know what the coaching changed. So you don't never want to commit early. Coaches end up changing when something happens, and now you might still have the offer, but you don't know if the person there he's as like he wants you to the same degree as the other coach did. So I'm gonna wait.
I can't imagine at this point, based on how you're rated and based on your production, that any coach is not going to want you as much as the other coach. But definitely, that's part of the equation. And we all know that once the last game's played in the regular season for any year, that a lot of coaches are let go. Yeah, and you see that transition made at the end of every college football season. Eyabi Anoma. So remember the name. Weak side defensive end, one of the top 8 players in the country, according to ESPN. Eyabi, we know that you have a lot going on, so I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, anytime.
Have a good night.
You too.